Well, hello everybody. It's such a quiet, subdued group, and we've just had a really wonderful dinner, and I'm very glad to be here tonight. I want to welcome you and just let you know that it's a delight to be here representing the Federal Reserve Bank of Minneapolis. Our whole board is with us tonight, and actually, would board members be willing to just stand up and say hello? We've got board members. There we go. So thank you. As you just heard from Neil, we're here to kick off a tour of the Bakken oil patch and learn a lot more about the rapid development of the oil industry and really how it's reshaping the communities here and the environment here and the economy here. And so this is something we've been interested in for a long time and hearing about, and we appreciate your generosity in sharing some of the experience with us today and tomorrow. So personally, I'm just delighted to have this firsthand opportunity to visit. I'm going to take you take a minute more to tell you a little bit about my role on the board of directors and the role of my colleagues, and then I'm going to introduce the president of the Federal Reserve Bank of Minneapolis, Narayana Kocherlakota. But I want to let you know I'm a healthcare person in my day job, and you may be wondering, what the heck is a healthcare person doing on the board of a Federal Reserve Bank? Well, when I became a candidate to serve on the board, I wasn't exactly sure how I would be able to contribute myself, so it's been a learning process along the way. But I recognize now that having people from all sectors of the economy represented on the Federal Reserve Bank makes perfect sense. So I'm joined on our board by a manufacturer of agricultural implements, a provider of really key social services in the community, a leader in the development of water technology, and providers of financial services, just to name a few. Recent chairs of our board have included a window manufacturer that I bet you can guess, and representatives of organized labor. Members of the bank's board of directors have represented virtually every sector of the 9th District's economy, from the natural resources industry of Montana to the shipping industry of the Great Lakes, and everything in between, towns big and small. So when you think about it, the fact that one of the main roles of the Federal Reserve is to monitor economic conditions across the country, it makes a lot of sense that many diverse perspectives would sit on the board of directors for the Federal Reserve Bank. Really important opportunity for us to make a difference in helping to bring grassroots voice and perspective to shaping of national economic policy. So we also provide oversight for bank operations, and one of the things that I'm most proud of in my time serving on the Fed board is actually the opportunity that I had to be on the team that selected Narayana as president of our Federal Reserve Bank in the region. And as he will describe in a moment, one of the great strengths of our regionalized central bank system is precisely the representative input that the board provides. I want to let you know that I think it's been an honor and a privilege to serve on the board, and I'm sure that all of my colleagues would agree, along with those in the room who have previously served on the Federal Reserve Board. I can make additional comments, but won't, in the interest of getting Narayana up here to speak, but be happy to answer any questions, as would my colleagues on the board after the meeting is over. So to introduce Narayana Kocherlakota, he is one of the top macroeconomists in the field today, and he has literally dozens and dozens and dozens of journal articles to prove it. He has taught at Northwestern University, the University of Iowa, Stanford, and the University of Minnesota, where he served as chair of the economics department. He earned his PhD in economics from the University of Chicago and his bachelor's in mathematics from Princeton, and I think he was 19 when he did that. He became 12th president of the Federal Reserve Bank in 2009, but by then he was an old guy at 45. However, as impressive as all that is, one of the things that strikes me most about Narayana is his ability to take complex ideas or problems and explain them in a way that, well, somebody like me who's not an economist can understand. That is an invaluable resource. Maybe that's the teacher in him, but whatever the reason is, we are really fortunate to have somebody like Narayana at the helm of the Minneapolis Fed these days. With so much attention on the role of the Federal Reserve and its role in the economy, we need a really strong communicator who's willing to take the time and to interpret economic events that are occurring nationally and in our region. You'll see what I mean in a minute, and I would ask you to welcome Narayana.